Hello and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. I'm David Steele and here's my truck, or at least here's my truck as it is today. This is the new SgtRox International 9400i, which is a long haul, line haul, potential fuel hauler, regional hauling, even heavy haul truck that was first appeared on the scene in the year 2000. Now, as I understand, according to Wikipedia, and of course, one should never really trust Wikipedia, International phased out the 9400i in 2007, and the 9200i continued on to 2011. SgtRox's mod says that this was still in production until 2011, but either way, this engine and these engines I'm going to be looking at today are going to be from the late 90s to the 2000s to the 2010s. So we're going to take a look under the skin. I'm going to try something new for me. Just take a look at the build of the truck, and I want to reconfigure this. So let's jump into the garage if we can, and of course we can't because the game doesn't always let you do that. So let's go ahead and fire it up. I want to back it up here. We've got some stock engine sounds going on there. Yeah, there we go. And then go back in. All right. Oh, that's very wobbly. Right, so truck configurator. What have we got here? 9400i was only available in one wheelbase version. I forget the exact number for it, but it was available with up to 4 sleepers, 72 and I think a 51 inch. This particular one comes with just the 72. That's completely fine. I have no desire or intention to use the 51 inch. It looks like it's just the low roof, but looking in the accessories, we may have the ability to add the aerodynamic appendages on the top, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So we've got a 6x4, and we've either got the worn suspension or a 6x6, which again has worn suspension. I've not played around with either the worn to drive or the 6x6. That's implying it's all-wheel drive, and that might be useful depending on what we're going to be doing haulage-wise. I don't know that it was ever made available as a 6x6, but it might be something just to try around, and maybe for those off-road trips it could be it could be very useful, perhaps exploring Alaska. But then summer tires and snow and 6-wheel drives are not really going to help a 3-axle drive. But for now I'm going to go with the 6x4 one suspension. I suspect it's going to be a lot more roly-poly. Now, engine-wise, I had configured this with a 2002 Caterpillar C13. My original intention was to use this for a little bit of tanker hauling. I may yet do that, but what else is available? Let's look at the 1990s. The official documentation says it was available with 12 to a 14 litre as the early engines, and that was widened to include 15 litres. These could come with the Cummins ISX and the Caterpillar C13, the A-Cert and the 6NZ, I believe. They were phased in, well, going from the 6NZ to the MBM, I think 2007. That information may be out of date. It's completely fine. Probably never came with a Detroit diesel, but maybe it did as a 14 litre. Let's see. We know that that would have been available for the N14. Not the 3406. This thing's newer than the 3406. Okay, so the 6NZ, that's an option. The C12, which I'm running in it already. The N14, not the C16. I don't think that was available for it. So let's look at 2000 era trucks. It's the reason why I date my engines. Although I'm a huge nerd, I like to date stuff. Let me see. So we've got my C12s, C13, that was an option. There's the ISX EGR DOHC double overhead cam. That's the fleet version. It's tuned for that blend of economy and performance. The C13. Depending whether I want to go for a newer engine, like the ISX, or an older one, like possibly the C13. or the C12, which is older than the C13. Well, let's see what we've got in the early 2010s. Do we have anything? Yeah, I think these are all. ISX 15 was later than this truck, I believe. Well, yes, it was. So you might repower it with one of those, but I'm not going to be doing that. Right, I'm going to go with maybe a C13. Let's see. Is that a... No, let's do this. Okay, C13, what have we got? 335 was the lowest rated for the early models. That is more like 420 horsepower. That's a really interesting engine. I'm going to go with something a bit more mid-range. Well, no way, if I'm hauling tankers. I'll go with this one. It's kind of like middle of the road. I just dropped something completely. That's not very good of me. Although, do I have anything else I might want to use? Those are all too old, unfortunately. I suspect the C13, yeah, it'll be a fine engine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not the most interesting to listen to, but that'll be okay. Now, transmission-wise, most of the ones I've seen for sale use a 10 or a 18 speed. They were available with a 9, a 10, a 13, a 15, or an 18, and they were all manuals, the early ones at least. You couldn't get an automated box. So I don't know. No, Eaton Fuller, real Eaton Fuller mod doesn't support this yet, and I haven't used the cast add-on. So I'd originally gone with a 10 speed overdrive with a 3.7. I think I'm going to stick with that. That's going to give me about 1250 revs at 55, give or take, a few here or there. And at 70, it's going to be about 1600 revs, which is probably in keeping with what I want to be doing with this truck. Okay, interior, we've got a choice of two here. So we've got a dark wooden and a light wooden, and the difference here, that's the light, that's the dark. I'm going to go with the dark just because it's my preference, I think. Skin and color wise, nice mod because this comes with quite a few skins. So if you've got something, either a company you want to haul for, you've got a good choice here. You can flick between them. What have we got? I don't recognize all of these. JR Shugel I don't recognize, though I like the color. The color is pretty close to one of my favorite colors. Let's try that. There we go. Close. Very close, actually. Interesting. I don't know whether I want to go with that. JB Hunt. I'm going to go with JB Hunt. I think it fits the wheels, and it's a fleet. So yeah, we'll go with the JB Hunt. Okay. There are quite a number of customization accessories that are available here, and I don't intend on going through basically any of them really. You can customize a lot of trucks in different ways. Interesting here, you've got a whole choice of side skirts, so you can go with what's called standard through a short skirt, which originally got the thumbs up from me till I saw what it was. Then you got a mid skirt. I mean, that's not so bad. Then you got a long skirt. But it's all to do with the side coverings, side fairings. Now I wonder, would JB Hunt give this thing the aerodynamics packaging? Because we've also got the side deflectors, which I could potentially just remove, and then remove the side fairings and do that. It's kind of ugly like that to my eyes. I quite like having deflector high. Oh, well, there you go. We could give it the whole high roof thing if we really felt like it. I like the low roof. I think I still want to do some tanker hauling with this. So let's go ahead and give it the aero package. So we'll go with the side skirts. Although arguably it's not going to be going that quick, but hey. Mudguards, going to stick with what we've got. I think tires though, I want to change this. Probably not actually. Maybe Michelin X Multi Energy Z It's a slightly smaller tyre here, so you'll see that the back of the truck dropped just a little bit. Okay, we didn't, but it did earlier on. Same on the front. Okay. Lots of customizations. Oh, we can add this to it. Does it let me do it? We have a Texas one. Seeing as I'm living in Texas. Okay, well, I guess we can. Okay, well, great. So door handles are going to go with plastic. Remember, this is the sort of cheap option. Fairing. Oh, that's new. What have we got here? Oh, I see. Yeah, we probably would go with the fairing. I think. Wow, lots of options as well. Don't want any of the chicken lights. No. So let's see. Do you have a basic one that's got full coverage? Is this gap here? Is that the strap? No, that's actually a gap. I'm going to go with that. It's good enough, I think. Don't want to stress it too much. So main mirrors, we've either got a choice of, wow, lots. Plastic, chrome. Too bothered by these. Paint's a different design. Interesting. I'm going to go with paint, I think. Because I think it looks a little neater. It might be a little easier to use as well. Don't need to worry about beacon. Hoods, just the hood. The grill, what's this? The grill beacon. Headlight trim, I think that is. Or HDL, headliner. Oh yes, it's headlight. Okay. Chrome or chrome polished, yeah, that's fine. Front bumper's fine. I go for the low bumper for the aero. We've got the rubbers on the side. I kid you not, that's what they're called. Don't worry too much about that. Right, I think we're pretty much there. I don't want to take too long looking over this. I just want it to be pretty vanilla, basic looking fleet truck. So we've covered. What we've got at the back. Polished. Logo, I don't really want the whole polished thing going on. So we've either got that choice or that one. I mean, for argument's sake, I think that the dealer might put that on there, maybe, to advertise the fact that you're in an international. Lots and lots of boxes we can put at the back, but I don't think hoses. That might be interesting, to be fair, if you're tanker hauling. Yeah, but I'm not going to do that now. Chains. That chains is actually interesting as well, because if I'm in Alaska, chains could be very useful. Yeah, I'm not going to have one though. It's not going to come with one. And the interior, so I think I've got this pretty much how I want it. I've got the navigation set up here. You can change the dashboard colors a little bit. So gauges, you've got a choice of 3. So yeah, dark plastic, and chrome, or full chrome. I've gone for the cheap and cheerful option. The dashboard, beige plastic does not sound very inviting, or dark plastic. I went with beige. Also got wood. That might be fake wood, that might be real wood. Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't really want to change too much here. What's this? Door handle, was it? Oh, okay. Yeah, plastic works for me. Couple of sets. No, we're not going to give ourselves a coffee. We've got a fire extinguisher down there. Seat items and shifter. Shifter, I don't think we've got that much to choose from. You can put a jacket on the passenger seat. I quite like that. And it hides the shifter. So if you're in an automated box, fair enough. I think we're going to go with is the plastic shifter. Not to worry too much about the sleeper right now, although have we got? Yeah, we've got various options. Got some flags we can use. What's this? I guess I'll toss in a heart pillow and side hood. What's a side hood? Oh, I see. Okay, that's cool. That's very cool. You can actually customize the interior quite a bit then. Stickers for the cabinet, something for the top of the cabinet, a table if we wanted to. Do we have any? We put some bedding here. Yep, base blanket, I suppose. Right. Okay. So that's got the truck more or less spec'd out. Steering wheel. I guess we've got a choice. I'll stick with the basic. Do I really want to run a C13? Yeah, it'll be fine. Right, let's go ahead and confirm that.
Let's find a new route.
And welcome back. That was just a jiffy. It's the next morning. It's coming up to 8:30, give or take. It might just be a little bit after 8:30 now. And we've just arrived at Gallon Oil to pick up our diesel. So I'm going to go ahead and fill the tank with diesel. Not the fuel tank, but the three tanker trailer behind us. There we go. It's got us loaded up.
Drive safe.
Let's get the engine running, I think. Let's take a quick look at this truck because, well, first things first, I parked where I did, so that's just like not the greatest place in the world to park. But that's a bit of a beauty. I like that. I like the low roof tanker trailer combo. Sometimes with a day cab, sometimes with a sleeper. So it's whiz forward to the front. Yeah, I like that. And jumping into the cabin, let's go ahead and get the headlights on full. We have our headlights on in Alaska, lights on for safety. Quick look around the dashboard. Let's go ahead and grab the mouse. Zoom in here. So we got our instruments. It looks like we've got brake pressure, exhaust temperature there, oil pressure. I think that's engine coolant, and behind the steering wheel, bottom left, is probably maybe it's the time. Cluster of 6, the right hand side at the top. Like I say, oil pressure and volts. Now, tachometer or engine speed, and the speedometer. And we've got other sorts of stuff, axle temperatures, and really critical is the fuel. The right hand cluster of 6 is the bottom left, and that's something that I need to be able to see because it's not fun when you run out. And some of the detail here, yeah, it is missing a clutch pedal, but okay. Gear shift, lots of those things. Let's see what happens if I use my differential lock. Does it throw a switch? It does, which is good. Headlights. So we got regen sitting in the instruments there. Cruise control. We have engine brake. Yep, we do. And that's stage 3, stage 2, stage 1. So very nice there to see that we've got the different stages showing. Some of the attention to detail is really good. It's nice to see. So fan override, especially, yeah, great. And up to the time there now, it's 9, almost coming up to 8:45. And the back, yeah, we've already seen this, I think. So yeah, quite a nice machine. Sounds today, this is the stock 1900i, I believe, sound effect for the Caterpillar that we're running. And I'm going to use the shifter in fully automated mode. Let's go ahead and put it in gear. Parking brake off. Oh, actually no, first things first, just check the map. We're actually taking a load of diesel, we're going to Seattle, but the map wants me to go the long way around. We drive all the way to, I think it's Homer, which is probably almost 300 miles. Then get the ferry from Homer to Valdez, obviously, and then take Valdez to whatever the port is, Port Angeles. Yeah, I think it's Port Angeles here, and then take another ferry towards Bellingham. Yeah, no. We're going to do a fairly short stint to Valdez today. That says 133 miles, and then hop on the ferry, and then it's another fairly short trip to our destination in Seattle, so much shorter on the driving. You see there, 1,869 miles, but most of that is on the ferry. Yeah, I don't need to go the long way. That's not going to happen.
Pedal to the metal, man.
Right, let's make like a tree and leave. And I actually want to go right and then right again at this junction. So I guess Yep, we'll leave over here. Let's get my windows down. The sounds are going to be no great shakes, but it's not about the sound. It's kind of noisy, okay? I'm okay with the noise. Thanks everyone. I didn't use my 4 ways because I'm the worst trucker ever. Let's go ahead and get those windows up, I think. So we are in Alaska, north to the future today. I've become a real fan of this map. I really like it. And I think on the left, right, let's go ahead and the first real trip, I think, really. I think I've done 5 miles. Okay, so we're using the worn suspension. I did play around with this a little bit. I think I bought one and then I sold it, which had the normal suspension. So I'm expecting this to be a roly-poly wobbly mess, and so far it might be. But that's how I like my trucks. I enjoy them being just a little bit difficult to drive. That's kind of how I want to roll. Now this Cat engine, it's a 380 horsepower, so it's absolutely no ball of fire, and we've got a pretty heavy cargo on today. Let's check that weight for you, 46,848 pounds. So that's a lot of diesel, and it's a lot of cargo, plus the trailer. I can check the tare weight of the trailer. Yeah, I'll show you where that is. If you hit escape and then go up to diagnostics down top right over here, jump into there. So we see we've done 5 miles here, 240 gallon fuel tank, great specs of the machine, but underneath here is the single trailer fuel tank. That's its internal dimensions, great tare weight. It's 11,600 pounds. So total cargo is something like 58,000 pounds that we've stuck behind this 380 horsepower engine. It's a 13 litre. So that just puts things into context, into how heavy this combination is going to be. Is it going to be 80,000 pounds? Well, I mean, yes. I don't think it will exceed that, but it might. Alright, after this red SUV, I think I'm clear. Yep. Feather the power, feed it in. Let's get moving. Weather forecast today is a good chance of rain, but a little bit later in the day. So late morning coming on lunchtime. Now if you're a hobbit, lunchtime is 11 till 4, right? Well, here I mean sort of midday-ish, and we'll see whether the weather holds for us or not. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get the speed up to 55. At least attempt to. I'm not going to use the cruise just yet. Let's see what information. Yeah, I don't have got hours showing, miles per gallon, distance. Okay. Yeah, so I guess I've got a trick computer and looking at the dashboard right now. I'll leave it on miles per gallon. I don't really need to see yet what my cruise control set at. That's what my speedometer's for. Oh, this thing is rolling around. This could be an interesting drive then, if the suspension is going to do this the whole time. Well, it's also probably a rough road. Right, I've got my cruise on. Told to get me to 55, so I don't know whether that's top gear or not. Let's take a look. Yeah, it is. It's actually in top gear already. Okay, well, I was expecting it to be around 1250 RPM at 55, and it looks like there's a little higher engine speed than that. So my calculations perhaps a little wrong. It's not horrendous. It's more like, I don't know, 1325 maybe. Yeah, it's not awful. It's good enough. Whoa. Stay in your lane, David. Stay in your lane, okay. Great. Well, I mean, so far. Let's get off the power, get my engine brake on. I don't want to exceed the speed limit going down this hill. And then, yeah, this is a pretty heavy combination. Off the speed brake, cruise back up to 55. Let's see if we can keep it going up the hill. Zach was telling me that a lot of tanker hauling tractor engines are fairly low power. And he didn't mention that they had completely worn out suspension, which is where we seem to be going with this one. Now, I like that. That's a really nice feature. It is an extra challenge, and I'm up for an extra challenge, but it also shows something a little bit more creative with a truck. It's not just, here's your truck, like it or leave it. And I saw in the comments in the Steam Workshop that SgtRox have got a few rocks, I suppose you might say, for get this, for not making it compatible with mod packs, engines. Yeah, that's not the way it works. It's up to the engine mod or author to make it compatible with a given engine. And I'm very lucky. I updated the Steel Productions engine pack this Saturday before this was released, at least in my time zone. And then first thing on Sunday, I blearily eyed up, fired up Steam, and saw, oh, there's a new truck. Oh, I think I better add that. And so if you do follow my engine pack and you see the update version, right now it's version 1.110A. So basically it's the 110th revision, wow, of the engine pack, except it's actually the 111th, except it's not, there's been more than that. So version 110, fantastic, great. Version 110A, the only difference is I added this support for this truck. So if you want to drive this truck and you want to drive one of my engines from it, not a problem. Just make sure you got the latest version. The older versions don't support it. There we go. It's downshifted. Yeah, it's a pretty heavy combination, this. Let's check my time. Oh, okay. So I've got 200 hours, almost 201 hours to complete this trip. And it's saying it's 123 hours of travel time. That's because of the ferry. It takes several days to go from Alaska to the lower state, or Washington state, I should say, not the lower state. And it's due on Monday. Well, yeah, that's not tomorrow. That's a week tomorrow. So we'll be living in this truck, but we're going to be on a ferry. We're going to be on a boat, and I like boats. So overused that, but hey, I'm going to use it at least one more time. It's going to be fine. Yeah. So as far as the truck itself goes, hats off to SgtRox for including worn suspension. It's a really nice feature. I'm going to have fun exploring it, see how badly worn this thing really is. If your suspension's worn, it's going to impact pretty much everything you do with the truck. It's going to give you increasing stopping distance. It's going to make you fall off the road when you go around corners. It's going to have you wobbling up and down all over the place. It's going to affect how you can corner, which we're about to discover maybe if I have an extreme angle of angle, which I already do, I could roll it. Yeah, I got to get on my brake. This is a tight corner coming up. Oh yeah, this is not happy with it. Oh. I'm struggling to control this. Well, I am anyway in third-person view, but yeah, dang. Okay, I'm going to keep the engine brake on, keep my speed under control. I think I've set my speed to be 30. Let's see if I can encourage a downshift. I can. So that's going to keep my speed about, there we go, 35, 36. And that hopefully is slow enough, although this is getting tighter. Yeah, big angle there, look at that. Speed's creeping up as well. Okay, that helps. Shifting to the lower gear. And release the engine brake. Release the cruise, right. Well, it's 11 o'clock and it hasn't started raining yet, so I think the weather forecaster was wrong. Then again, I might have been watching the Mexico weather forecast. Huh. Yeah, I get Alaska and Mexico so confused, at least the weather girls. Okay, let's turn my engine brake back on again so I don't overspeed down this little hill. Let's turn it off. I might need the extra speed. Yeah. This thing is, it's not the most solid and secure. That was it, lifting his wheels off the road. Yeah, I really like that. That'll be good for a laugh in a convoy session. Hey, we're going to give you a worn-out suspension truck, David. The good news is you can control it, but the bad news is it's hard to control. Don't go around corners too fast. Really? Yeah. I wonder if it'd do better with this view. Not when there's no corner coming up, I dare say. Well, right now I am enjoying this mod, even though it's a bit more of a challenge. And I think we're coming up to Valdez. Yeah, we pretty much are. The ferry is just along here a little bit. I've got to go through the town first, to be fair, then I think about it. So we've got a bit of a left-hand corner, and we decelerate into the city or the town, and trundle through there.
Go straight.
It's gonna bring my speed back down to 50. I don't think there's anything following me. Tap it down to 45. Down to 40. A bit of engine brake, I think. Down to 35. Jump back in the cabin because I don't trust myself not to crash. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's fine. Okay. No loss of control there. So yeah, I think I'm not gonna force everyone to keep watching me as we go through to Seattle. I think if you want to give this truck a go, it gets a thumbs up from me so far. Very bright in white. I think that the light's possibly not the best for this because it's kind of blanked everything out. But yeah, that is it's a very bright white truck. I need to get out in the internal view and not crash.
Get ready to turn left.
Actually, we'll just see how well we tackle. Yeah, look at that. I think it's left here.
Turn left.
Yeah, I think it is. And then at the bottom here, we got to turn left again. Yeah, I can see it on the map. The bottom here, we kind of turn left again, and then we're almost at the ferry port. I'm disappointed with the light. It's hard to really get a good view of the truck with this light being so in our faces.
Get ready to turn right.
Yeah, so the thing rolls around an awful lot. That's me deliberately provoking it.
Turn right.
Okay, let's brake firmly. Yeah, that extra wobble there is a nice touch. I guess we'll tell the world we're turning left there because we need to. This isn't good for my tyres, but oops. Yeah. One International 9400i, one careful owner, only been curbed a few times.
Please make a U-turn
Per trip.
when possible.
Right, well,
Rerouting.
here's me boat, or at least a boat coming up here.
When
So
possible.
we're going to get on the ferry in a little while, but I think now it's a good place to finish this video. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Like I say, it's a very interesting looking mod, and it's free on the workshop. I know that SgtRox has also worked on a Cascadia as well,
I'll find a new route.
and there's a link to that in the
When possible,
just
make a U-turn.
Doug, stop, for goodness sake.
Please make a U-turn when
Yeah,
possible.
I'm not going to make a U-turn, Doug. This is my boat. We're on the boat now. Okay, we're almost on the boat. Anyway, put down, off we go. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, you know what to do, and if you haven't, you also know what to do. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks ever so much, everyone. Take it easy. Take care. Goodbye.